Hello, everyone. Welcome to another scene for Living World of Darkness, Rage Across New York. In this scene, we have Saoirse and Teresa at their apartment that their pack shares. And, yeah, they're just at the apartment, chilling.
Teresa is um she's mostly just been pulling guardian duty lately. She has some free time now though, so she's just taking the time to clean the apartment um because the rest of the pack misses spots. She rather than criticize the other, she's just gonna do it herself. It's fine.
Oh, God. Of course, when Saoirse sees Teresa doing that, she kind of frets a little bit. Um, because she does try to do a really good job cleaning, but she knows that it'll probably never be good enough for Teresa. um,
She's never thrown criticism,
I
but she
know,
just
but
goes sorry.
I know, but she just yeah.
No, she starts getting those real bullshit places like underneath the fucking counter or the top of the ceiling fan blades.
The crack between the wall and the baseboard.
Yeah, the fucking seal that closes the refrigerator.
Okay, then Saoirse will just seeing this display, she'll just be like, I don't. She'll think I don't even know how she thinks to clean those places. She just kind of shakes her head, whatever. And sh- she'll let Teresa clean for just a little bit before saying to her, "When you're done there,
Oh my god!
did you not? Did you forget I was here?
Yes.
Well, when you're done there, will you come sit down? I'd like to spend some time with you."
Yeah. Yeah. Just let me get behind the fridge.
All right.
Get behind the fridge. She she goes and pulls out all the dust and all the probably bacon that's there, and you're like, okay, I'm done for now. This is a break. She
Saoirse
sits down.
smiles. Saoirse smiles and pats the cushion next to her.
She'll sit down next to Saoirse on the cushion as Saoirse hears the squeak of the plastic wrap over the furniture.
Saoirse leans her head on Teresa.
Yeah, no, Teresa just kind of takes her, and so it seems to be enough to relax her at least for right now. As much as someone with five rage can be relaxed.
Oh yeah, for sure. Um, we've both been pretty busy lately. Miss ya.
Yeah, it's been chaotic for all of us. I think. I know I've been talking with Chloe and the rest of the Striders for this whole vampire hunt thing. I know you've been hanging with Aiden and the Seekers for a bit.
I um I have I've gotten to know 10 Point much better too. She kind of smiles at that. Like there's a certain fondness in her voice when she speaks about 10 Point. I Pinpoint and Aiden had a falling out last week, and I helped. I helped get them back on good terms. Pinpoint can be very self-destructive, so I was trying to alleviate that by spending most of my time with her, give her some company. Aiden didn't want anything to do with her for a couple of days, and I knew that he needed that time, so I was keeping her company in the Umbra. He did talk to her, and they worked things out. And I was worried because I couldn't find her, and then I found her at the Seeker's cabin on the porch with her head in Aiden's lap, and she was asleep. So I was happy to see that they'd worked stuff out. And I was gonna ask you, I'm pretty sure. No, I didn't want to ask. I wanted to thank you personally, in person, not just through the pack link for the new name.
Oh, oh, that one. I just I thought you'd like it, so I talked to Chloe about it.
I love it. It's a wonderful name, uh, especially after you explained the big significance for it. I really like it. So, what else has been going on with you?
I've been thinking,
Oh,
um, since I got to this set, you know my background, and
she nods.
you know of the issues that I had. I find that no matter what I do, and regardless of how I feel, I keep ending up in situations where I need to help out the members of the tribe that I was born into.
She'll nod.
I'm not gonna lie, I was very reluctant to do so at first. I've only been in the Fianna Castle twice. Once when I first got to the set and I thought I should at least see how it is, and the second time when we had to move on to the set.
I
I think it's quite clear that I don't like being in there.
I know you don't. It's okay. You don't have to be. You don't have to like it. You don't have to be there anymore.
But I've had to assist those that are part of my old tribe very often. It seems that the world really likes to push me into situations where they're helpless and I have to give them that help. And when that leech attacked the set not too long ago, happen again.
Aye.
The fact of the matter is, I have two Fianna packmates now. And the fact of the matter is that you are a Fianna.
She smiles very curiously and she's like, okay, what are you getting at? Like, that's the look on her face. Like, okay.
It's obvious that I learned about the tribe in a very stunted way, and I have a very distorted view of them. As my beta, no, not as my beta, as you. I want to know more about how the tribe actually is.
She'll smile. You do?
I want to try at least. You've been extraordinarily patient with me, even when I go on my shade fests. You stay quiet, even though I can tell that you're obviously hurt by what I say. And to be quite honest, I hate doing that. That's why I've tried to stop.
I I try not to let it hurt because I know about your past, so I understand where you're coming from. But I do appreciate that you'd like to learn more about how we're supposed to be, what you went through. It shouldn't have happened. Fiona, we value our kin more than most other tribes. We treat them with respect and honor. We value them for not just carrying on our line, but for the things that they do for us. We can't function as well as a tribe without our kin. So the fact that you were treated the way that you were, those were not Fiona. I don't know what they were, but they were not Fiona. And those kin that are known to change are given even more respect and honor. They're educated, prepared for the life of Garu. I was mentored for a long time before I ever changed. But my parents, for the most part, I was headstrong and a little hard to deal with at times. She kind of smirks.
You still are, but it's all right.
Yeah, she was waiting for that. But I was treated not quite as well as if I was a Garu already, but still treated like I matter. I mattered, and you being treated worse than a menace should not have ever happened. And I'm so very sorry that you went through that, and that that was the representation of my tribe that you got.
For a long time, it was the only one. I'm not gonna lie. Um, for a long time, I distrusted Fianna. The cast master of the right chases a storm. I didn't speak to him. I would not speak to him on that account. About the first Fiona that I got to trust, that I even liked in such a long time, was actually Alana. And I'll be honest, when I saw you and Aiden, I did approach with a lot of mistrust. Luckily, Alana had some very wonderful things to say about you, so I wanted to at least make you feel welcomed.
She'll smile. I appreciate that. I'm glad that you did, because if it had gone differently, I'm not sure that we'd be sitting here right now.
That's fair, yeah. But I see how it hurts you, and I see how it hurts Alana when I go like I do, and I want to not hurt my packmates anymore.
She'll swallow and thank you.
Teresa just leans in and kisses Saoirse.
And Saoirse kisses her back.
And she'll hug Saoirse, and then she'll just whisper, and I just don't want to hurt you anymore.
She'll hug her very tightly. You are very important to me.
And you're important to me.
Thank you for. Thank you. It means a lot. It does. And I'm more than happy to teach you more about the Fiona if you'd like to see how. When we go to Tara, as I've said before, you will see some disturbing things. I'm not saying that the Fiona are perfect, because we're not. And a more traditional sept, while not as brutal as you experienced, is still a traditional sept. The Metis get treated like second class citizens at best.
All right.
But you will never see a Hamid being treated the way you were. It doesn't happen. Not unless they've done something severe to warrant that sort of ire. But they will be respectful. They might cast a sideways glance at Bonar being on Sept, but because you're with two Fiona, I think it won't be as bad as if he'd shown up by himself. And with two Fianna from that sept that have deeds to back them up, it will be if you want to learn, go there with an open mind and just view the way that they do things.
All right. I think I can do that. It'll be hard.
I know.
I'm not gonna lie. I may shut the pack link off for a little bit because if I lose my temper, you may think less of me after I say some things. But I can
Teresa,
definitely try.
we all say things when we're mad that we don't mean. I am not going to think less of you for it. I prefer the honesty to really. You've had a very, very traumatic experience, and you're not going to get over that quickly. I appreciate you trying to, though. I do. You could have just resolved to hate us for the rest of your life, and you're not. And that means so much to me. So when you see things that are going to trigger trauma, I expect a harsh reaction. I'm prepared for those things to happen. So please don't shut me out.
All right. I only have a few things that really set me off. Um, One of them is actually uncleanliness. I really, really do not like to live in filth. You'll also notice that I eat a lot.
Oh, that's fine.
That that was because I didn't get to eat that often there. I mean, I ate definitely, and I was able to stay alive. But by the time I met up with the Glasswalkers, by the time I officially joined the other Glasswalker sect, and um, in Memphis, the other Cubs, I was horrifically malnourished.
Saoirse's jaw drops.
So I don't like to put off meals ever.
I don't blame you. Let me tell you, actual Fiona, we center our lives around food and drink. There's always food and drink around. Any Fiona, even Metis, would never be withheld food. They would might be the last ones to eat, but they are always allowed to eat however much they want, and there's always plenty. That is, she can't even finish that sentence. She's upset to hear that. It wasn't quite bad enough to take her rage, but almost. Um, she does, yeah.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I was still pretty tough. I was still born under a full moon, and I could kick most people's asses. Um, but yeah, um, I also have a very, very ingrained fear of failure, and I really do not respond positively to it.
She'll nod.
Um, in fact, my old father actually said that it was a form of, it was almost Hirano light. Sometimes it got that bad.
Like how you were when Joe died.
Yeah, and that was a best case scenario. I was really bad after Japisha. Luckily, I was able to pull myself out of it for my challenge. But
Oh, I remember that one too.
those are the only two times it's ever really gotten to me since I got here. I've been able to be on my game, but I know it's not a rational thing. I just hear my sperm donor's voice when I fuck up to remind me of how much of a failure I am. So, yeah, that's fun.
You are not a failure. You are anything but. I'm I'm so sorry.
It's alright. No, it's not alright. I'm going to fucking kill him if I see him again.
And if I'm with you, I'll hold him down while you do it. She is very, very serious about that.
The reason, did I tell you why I became a glasswalker specifically?
A little bit, but you didn't really go into too much detail.
Okay, so when I was growing up, my sperm donor fucking hated me, obviously. It was a reminder that he stepped out of line and dishonored his mate, what, blah, 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 fuck him. He can die in a fire. Anyway, not everyone there hated me that much. Some of them there were rather okay with me. Uh, there were a couple of glasswalkers in the city near us. Um, that's where I'm. That's where I'm. My mom was typically too. I never got the chance to really get to know her that well, but she was okay. She seemed like a decent person. I managed to pull some favors by doing extra chores around the set to be able to meet up with some of the glass walkers. They take me off of the set so I can go into the city. I associate the city with safety and freedom more so than I do the wilderness.
She'll nod. That
It
makes
was
sense.
where I got to escape, and it was where I got to be myself, and I didn't have to worry. I didn't just. I felt like I had a family there. They're the ones that taught me how to shoot, how to drive, how to fucking read.
You weren't even taught how to read on your sept.
Roughly. Didn't go to school though. I've never gone to school.
She just like raises her eyebrows in shock. She can't even.
Like I've never been to any school. Like literally everything I've learned, I just kind of learned here.
Here I am with 2 college degrees.
Sorry?
um, nothing. I have 2 college degrees.
I know. I have a GED. That's fine.
That's good.
She'll smile.
If you have any interest in anything, I'm more than happy to teach you that too.
Sure.
I know the most about history, um, both not as much about Garu history as I'd like. I'm gonna now that some of the nonsense that's been happening around is over, like the stuff with the Weaver and that weird thing with the nightmares. Gonna really try and learn more uh, about the other tribes and their history. But history of the human world, I know quite a lot about. If you have any interest in that, I can teach you. And of course, I like to tell stories. I'm a Galliard.
Yeah. I've been reading more, actually. This pack can't have a stupid alpha.
Oh, you are anything but stupid. You
Right.
are intelligent, smart. You, and yes, there is a difference between smart and intelligent. They are not synonymous. You're quick on your feet. If you were stupid, you wouldn't even know what to do in a fight.
That's fair.
You are you're an amazing leader.
Thank you. Um, there is one last thing. I feel like you should know it.
All right.
Teresa Maxwell's not my real name.
Okay.
It's not the name I was born with, that is.
What is it then?
Teresa Donovan.
She'll nod.
With a Teresa is spelled differently. It's with the H. I always hated that spelling, so I removed the H
She'll
with my
smile.
new name. I'm not gonna lie.
You had to make
Oh, sorry.
you had to make a new identity for yourself. I don't blame you for changing your name.
I'm not gonna lie. I chose Maxwell because I thought it sounded cool.
Well, it's a good name. I like it.
Part of me wanted to divorce myself from Lafiana as much as I could. I didn't want to have anything that could link me to them.
I'm
Although I
sure
still
that.
have my fur.
Go ahead.
She just said, although I still have my fur.
Yes, Saoirse was actually about to say something similar. She was gonna say, I'm sure your fur made you angry for a long time,
I really hated my fur.
which is probably
Um,
why you spend as much time in Hamid as possible.
yeah, I won't lie. I wish that I looked. No. Now it doesn't matter as much since I'm a fucking Adrian, and if people have issues, like I can. People don't give me issues on it.
Well, I quite like your fur.
Well, thank you. If it were up to me, it'd be black. She nods.
Like Alana's.
Yeah.
I wonder. She looks like that she's pondering something. She makes a note to talk to some theurges.
I've never told anyone about the name thing. It's generally not that important. What matters more, in my opinion, is Leech's Nightmare. That's the name that matters here.
Hey, that's a very good name.
I'll be honest, that actually really fucking annoys me that we don't call each other by deed name more often.
Well, if you'd prefer, I can call you Leech's Nightmare all the time.
No, you call me Teresa.
All right, I will call you Teresa. Saoirse will lean in to kiss Teresa again.
Teresa will kiss back, more than happily.
Saoirse is a little blissful after that. I know that the nature of our lives, what we do, doesn't leave a lot of time for ourselves, but if it would be possible sometime soon, I would like a day where it's just us, just you and me, nobody else.
All right.
she curls herself up into Teresa and just kind of lays there. And that, unless you have anything else, I think it's probably a good place to end our scene.
Yup.
Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. We'll see you next time.